Okay, let's roll. Ophiuchi recently retired hack the box machine. Let's do it. So basically, I have done this already, and it's gonna show you how and the process of exploiting this machine. So already run nmap. Let's see. Just gonna show you the commands. It's just basic nmap, default script, default version, enumerate scripts versions, and we got two ports open, port 22 open SSH, pretty standard, nothing interesting there, and port 8080 running uh, Tomcat service on it, and let's just go straight to port 8080. And we are presented by an online YAML parser. So what happened? I think I just double click it, and basically it's YAML is actually just a human readable programming language, much like an XML file. If you're aware of what an XML file is, it's just like a file with a bunch of configuration that's being fetched by a programming language or device. So I'm just gonna search this and exploit. I've already done that before, and from here we are going to be this one is the blog that actually discuss the Snakeyaml-deserialization exploit. And what we're interested in here is the GitHub repository of how you're going to exploit this box. So if you're interested to know how this exploit works, just visit this link and just read through it. So just click it. So this is the GitHub repository. It's exploit yaml-payload. So basically, this YAML parser is vulnerable to RCE, and by means of RCE we'll be uploading a jar file that we will be compiling, and this jar file will contain our code that will be executed on the backside of the after the serialization of the file. So let's just call it to do the exploit. Let's just clone the repository. Git clone. I've already did some of it. Cloning into YAML. Okay. Then cd.yaml. This GitHub is already complete with instructions, so we need also to copy this one and just paste it here because we're going to use it later. This is the one that we're going to be paste in the YAML parser from here, and just need to make sure that this is going to be our IP address of our stacking machine. So let's open up. We got 10.10.4 for 10.14 and 10.14.4. Just gonna make sure that it's already right here, and so the next thing to do is actually create our jar file for the execution. So before that, we have, since we already cloned it, we already have this awesome script engine factory.java. This is where the file where the code execution is located. Inserted, and then let's just open it. It's already here, and this is actually the jar file that we'll be compiling later, but this is what we are interested in here. The payload just open a calculator from the vulnerable machine, but we are actually going to run a reverse shell from this, and then just get a proper shell from that. And let's open up reverse shell that payload all the things for copying the reverse shell. So you can actually use anything from here, but this is what I actually use. And xp.sh. Let's just create this file /bash. Remember the IP address of our box. It's actually let's just save it for a while. And make sure again this is 442. So we have now edited we have now our payload. just make sure it's already executable from our side, and let's just see the shell p. Let's just check if it's going to work. It should work. It's okay. Okay, and just created that one. And going back to the repo, we have to compile it. So if you don't have this one, Java C, just install it. Just install it on your Kali. Just run this one. This will create a new file from this folder. This one, the .class file, and then compile it on a .jar, the same directory. So jar.cdf yaml-payload.jar. So command, the flags, the name of the file, and then which these are both located, and then the destinations here. So we have here now our payload. Unfortunately, I think we haven't edited yet the file here, so forgot to do that. So going to wget fig, should be this one. So let's just use curl and then slash la. It's actually, we'll be calling this file /tmp /xp.exploit.sh, and from this one we're just going to execute it, bash /tmp /xp.sh. So since we're using, we will be serving this reverse shell from our box again, let's just create python -m port 80. Let's run it on sudo. Then okay, let's just recreate again the process here, since we forgot to edit it first. Make sure that we already saved it, and then create a jar file. We should have it here. Okay, then let's get our reverse shell back. Let's just paste this parser here, and we should get back our shell. So you see, we get the payload.jar, then exp.sh, but we don't get an execution. Why is it? So I think we should do cdr/c exploit rm class /la. Oh, I think what's the problem here, because let's just create again everything. Okay, make sure everything's alright. Yeah, is it 4242? Did we change it? Message. Yeah, it is 4242. Their IP is 1044. Let's try it again. Yep. Okay. So from here we already got our shell. So don't need this one anymore. And from there, first thing you do is run sudo -l, check if we can execute such binary with sudo permission, but we don't have. Let's spawn a stable shell. Python 3-c import pty spawn /bash next term, then just cty. Okay, now we have proper shell. So the next thing you can do is actually run linvis.sh inside the box to search for some proper previous path. Let's just check for valid user inside. So from here we see an admin user here and Tomcat, but let's not have a login. So the next thing to do here is to actually elevate our privilege to admin. So I already told you, so common ways, sudo -l, and we don't have the password of Tomcat. One also good thing to do is always just check for the opt file. So this is actually one of the first thing I do when doing things like this box. So here usually we don't find files here from, but if you do find some files here, there could be some interesting information there. So let's just check for Tomcat. And okay, let's just go back here. So since we actually saw that this is actually running Tomcat here on the server, if you just actually just type manager here, you'll get redirected to the you'll get redirected to the Tomcat manager. This is actually another service you can actually get also RCE by uploading a WAR file here, but unfortunately we don't have a credentials here yet. But Tomcat stores its credential inside a XML file here under the conf directory. Let's see. Yep, this is the one, and let's just cut it here, and then if you can review this document, you can actually recover a password here, this one. And the weakness from this one is actually a password reuse. So the admin actually uses this as his configuration password for the manager here, and also uses it as his own password from the box. So you can actually just sudo admin, and then yep, we are now admin. But I want to have a proper, just like an SSH here, SSH admin at our IP now is this one. That's correct. Yes, and password is why there is a limit. Admin, why there is a limit. Okay, no, don't need that thing anymore. And from here we already again just run sudo -l, and we can run a binary go and then this file with sudo permission and does not require password. Even if it requires password, we already know admin password here. So going to this file, it's again in the op directory. It's so we're running this index.go. Let's see what does it contain. So it's I got actually stuck here for like more than a day. So checking this one, it's actually wasm.file. You can actually search for what is wasm. Is that wasm file? It's actually a WebAssembly. Web exclusive that format is run on web browsers such as Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Safari. Okay. Basically, it actually inputs this file main.wasm we have here, main.wasm, and then yep. So this is the condition. If it's not equal to 1, then not ready to deploy, and then if it's different value from 1, actually just either 0 or something, then let's see, the value of f is not equal to 1. So let's just actually run the oops, sorry. So yep, not ready to deploy because we get a value of 1 here. So from reviewing the code, the value of 1 should came from this one, the main.wasm. So and then if you see, this main.wasm is not using an absolute path. When I say absolute path, actually, for example, like instead of using a main.wasm, it should be written like, since the directory is this one, it should be written like this slash main.wasm. And same goes for this deploy.sh. You see, bnsh is using an absolute path, but deploy.sh doesn't. So we can actually write our own here. We don't have write permission for the deploy.sh. If you actually view it, it does nothing yet. So okay, so create script to automatically deploy our new web at Tomcat port 80. Basically, these binaries, this file will deploy Tomcat whenever things are ready. So, and this is the condition here. If it's equal to 1 already. So going back again to this main.wasm. So this is actually what we are interested here. So let's just move to our temp directory, cd slash and make their priv, cd priv. Let's copy this file. Cp main.wasm and actually copy the deploy.sh. So whenever we run again this commands, and since we're in this directory, it looks for the main.wasm on our current working directory and also for the deploy.sh. So you can actually just create a new deploy.sh. You can run a reverse shell, but I just usually echo this one. I just usually create a new entry on the etc pass. So it is on the password file. So deploy.sh. deploy.sh, and then let's try running it again. Of course, it won't run again because we know that the value of f is still not equal to 1. If I can copy this correctly, sudo, yep, still. So we need to transfer this to our box main.wasm. So there are lots of ways to transfer files, but I just use netcat to transfer files. NC and forgot my IP. Did I closed it? 4444, and we're drawing main.wasm here. Before I do that, just make sure that the file here is file size here. Okay, let's draw it, because we don't get a prompt if the file transfer is already finished. I just check for the file size if it's not increasing anymore. So we're getting here the main.wasm. So I think it's not changing anymore, so we can actually stop it already. So we have now a copy of wasm file on our box, and we have to get, you can actually just cut it out and you don't get anything here. So you can understand things here. You can actually, oh, I just broke my shell here. Strings, so let's just close it. Strings main.wasm. Yep, so let's see if you can see it here. I don't think so. Basically, we can actually reverse this format, this wasm, to a wat file. Can just actually wasm to wat file, and then wasm to wat, this one, This binary toolkit will allow you to convert this wasm file to WAT file. So WAT file is something that we can read, and we can actually edit it and then recompile it back to a wasm file. So basically, we are reverse engineering this binary and then put it back to its wasm format and then put it on the box, if that makes sense. So I already download it, and my slash documents scripts and wabat, yep, it should be in some C, wasm what what CMake. I think it's on the binary. Yep, it's on the binary. So this one, we'll be using this wasm to what, and then just pipe it to main.wat. So we converted this wasm file into the wat file. Again, you can just look up what are these files, internet. So if we cut this main.wat, let's just move main.wasm to main.wasm.back. So cut main.wat. If you read this one, actually it took me a long time to understand what needs to be changed here, but this constant value is always, if it says constant, meaning it's always 0. So it seems to be that it's the one that's being called here on the index.go. It could be the value of it. So what if we change it to 1 and then recompile it back to a wasm file and see what happens? So let's just change its value to 1, and okay. So now going back to this binary that we have downloaded, there is actually another here. It's what to wasm. So what to wasm, this now we give it this file main.wat, then output it into main.wasm. So now we have edited the file and then put it back to its new format. Then from here, let's just move this one. Move main.wasm to main.wasm.back again. Then let's just create Python 3 and HTTP server. I forgot my IP again. wget port 8081 / main.wasm, and okay. So now we have here the edited binary, and we have let's just make sure this is executable, because I think that's how is it. Let's just check on the wasm function. Yeah, it's executable. So we have everything already set. Let's rerun the binary and see what's gonna happen. Sudo -l. Oh, wait, hold on. Why did I type -l? Sudo, and yeah, we get now a different response. Unlike before, we have where is it? Not ready to deploy, but now we have ready to deploy. So let's see if our code gets executed. And yeah, we have a new root here. This is actually just an OpenSSL of password 123. So su new root password 123, and we are root. All right, thank you.